Hi, welcome to the latest discussion episode. My name is Neepal.
And I'm Kalangua.
So first up on the list is updates to #Rekt. So this is one of the indie titles. We had it in our indie upcoming Arena FPS game video,
Mhm.
and they kind of went a bit quiet maybe 2 months ago. So they brought out their alpha, and some people tried it out, and they did some episodes where they played it. And then they went a bit silent, and then they've just come back with a new video showing that they've done a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean the video there's quite a lot of improvements. It looks much more slick, and I really like the lighting effects they've got on the map. The map itself is, a
Yeah,
test map, but the lighting looks quite nice to me.
yeah, the
Everything's very
teleports is
clear
great.
and yeah,
So they when it first came out, the game it looked pretty cool. It had the Texas style rocket launcher, which looked pretty funky. I think it's
yeah,
called like the Earth Smasher or something. I can't remember what it said, Realm Destroyer or something like that.
yeah,
And that was the only weapon model they had in there, and they had different colors for different um, weapons you were using basically. So I think the grenade launcher was green, and the
yeah,
rocket launcher was red, and stuff like that. And then it just had wall jumps, strafe jumping. It might have had jetpacks. I can't remember, but it was a bit. It kind of felt a bit generic. And now
yeah,
they've gone away and they've worked on it, and now it's kind of it looks mental, to be honest. The movement
yeah.
looks ridiculously overpowered,
Yeah, I'm
but I think
hoping
that's
maybe they kind of tune it down slightly. It
yeah.
feels, it
But on the
looks
other hand, I love that it's so far out there now.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like there's wall running and strafe jumping and
And
all
it's not
sorts.
just any old wall running. It's insane wall running.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
he was he was standing like along. There's like a long corridor
Mhm.
where if you fell down you would die, and then the ledge is like 100 feet away and then 20 feet higher, and he jumped on the walls and he was just sliding along them, gaining height, and going faster and faster and faster, and just whizzed around to the other end of the map.
Yeah, I feel like a game like this would benefit from a stamina system.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they
Because
actually had that in the video.
no, they don't. They
They
just.
did have a stamina system.
Oh, did they?
I don't know if it works on
Oh,
the
okay.
sliding. Yeah, so
Um,
I think it's going to be a whole lot of balancing from them to find
yeah,
out what they like. I think maybe it's just a concept of this is the new movement concepts, but then they're still going to tweak things.
but in general, like the weapon models are now kind of there's a weapon model for each gun, and I don't think they're
Yeah.
fully textured yet. They're still
No, they're
looking,
just placeholders. They
yeah,
call it the
placeholders.
Fisher Price guns or something.
But they look much better than the old kind of RAM thing in different colours, I think.
Yeah, much better. Yeah,
And it's starting to look like a kind of a really good product compared to the likes of Unreal Tournament and Reflex and Reborn and
yeah. I think if they can implement some. I was going to say. Oh yeah, if they can come up with some quite good maps to play on,
yeah.
I think the game will be much better.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The maps right now look a little iffy, but I'm sure it's just for testing.
Yep. And what's next?
So we've got, well, not we. They have the Reflex team. I don't know if they set it up themselves, but there's a website called reflexfiles.com,
Yeah.
which is just a big repository of maps that people have made in Reflex,
Yeah.
and it looks pretty great. I haven't downloaded any from it yet,
Yeah, it
but
kind of reminds me a little bit of if any of you guys have played World of Warcraft, the kind of the curse modding tool thing, or was it Unreal Archives? Was it for your Unreal Tournament? These kind of big repository sites just for like mods and maps and stuff and
yeah, it definitely looks
add-ons.
handy while you've got the alpha game, just because there's a version of DM6 in there.
Yeah,
There's loads of new user created maps and stuff, so
it's,
I'm gonna download that in a second and try some out.
it's much nicer to be able to download a map with a big screenshot and like a clear understanding of what you're going to be downloading, and also there's a version history as well, which is quite nice. So you'll know if like there's been any revisions to the last time you downloaded it.
Yeah, you can even sign in through Steam, so
Yeah.
that'll be handy for anyone who's got the Reflex Alpha.
Yeah, I mean, short of actually doing this through the client, I don't think you could go about
Maybe,
it much
maybe it will
better.
be through the client
Yeah,
later on or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just temporary, but it's pretty cool.
yeah, I really like it.
So not part of a new game, but Quake Live has had an update. This is update number 22. This is quite a big one. It's not as big as the last one, of course, but it's a pretty big one.
I'm just impressed they're still adding content to the game. Like,
yeah, it's quite a lot of content as well.
Yeah, it's mostly maps by the looks of things.
Yeah, so
they
added the trading cards, which is nice to get a little bit more Steam integration going. All of the maps are now free for all of the users, so there's no more map rotations, which is kind of nice, because when you've got a month when it's just really shitty maps, it's not good. But the only people that can vote on which map comes next are premium subscribers, which is interesting. I'm sure it's gonna get on a lot of people's nerves and make a lot of other people quite happy.
Yeah, and adding on to that, there's a current sale on to get premium subscription. And it's 50% off until next Tuesday, I believe. Is that the?
Yeah, it's the 9th. So that's a good time to get one now. It's only 50% off if you get the 12 months.
Yeah, the yearly annual subscription, but
so it's around $17.
And it's one of those things that if you don't have a lot of money, if you've got a few friends that play, it's actually quite worth just getting one account between you, and then you have that player set up a server for the rest of you guys, and kind of, because the way it works is if you have a membership, like a pro membership, you can invite people into create a server and invite players into that server, and you've got control over that. So there's loads of other new changes as well. There's new updates to the announcer, like there's I think there's re-recordings of some sounds, and there's some new sounds put in there. It's still the new announcer, much to lots of people's dismay and anger, I'm sure, but it's there's lots of stuff in there. Yeah, and there'll be a full link to the patch notes in the description.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the only Unreal Tournament update that we've got, I think, right now.
Yeah.
It is an update to the Unreal Tournament 4 HUD. So I think they've released their. I haven't actually double checked this, but I'm pretty sure this is their latest version of the Unreal Tournament 4 HUD that they've released on their forums.
Yeah.
It looks kind of cluttered, I'd say. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I mean, I really like it personally. I like keeping things centered, and like all the important information's at the center, and the less important information's to the sides.
Yeah.
So, for
I
example,
don't think you need to show all those guns. That's one of the things, and all that black space is a bit excessive. The clock is itsy bitsy.
Yeah.
Any jeweler is going to want to make that 5 times as big at least.
Yeah, and I know at one point they were discussing having kind of a modular UI system. So if I wanted, if this was the default UI, I could turn off the clock, or I don't know why you wanted to do that, but you could turn off parts of it and make other parts bigger, and you can do things like just fiddle around with colours, and there's quite a lot of discussion on the forums about that a few months back, and I'm hoping that they're still going to keep that idea.
Yeah, but I'll definitely make some changes to this. But I like the chat in the bottom. I like the colours.
Yeah.
I just think there's a lot of things in there that either aren't necessary or should be tweaked a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely agree, but I think they're in the right direction. Like, I really don't like the HUDs that have the information in a corner, like the health and armor. Well, in Quake, people's custom configs have just got massive health numbers, massive armor numbers, and then a giant clock attached to their crosshair. So yeah,
if people can mess around with it, people will mess around with it, and they'll come up with all sorts. So it's not like you're going to be left with this to deal with, but maybe as a first config or a first HUD, it doesn't need to look like this. We'll see. It's first. I haven't read the thread, so it might be their first revision. I don't know. Yeah, a screenshot looks really nice, along with the thing, very high def, and yeah,
I'm not sure if it's in game, but it might just be a.
I think it was. I think this was in the in one of the videos a few months back. So
I
think this is a screenshot of the map.
Oh, cool! It looks really nice. So
pretty fancy, yeah. If anything, this game's going to look sexy.
Oh, this game's definitely going to probably be the best looking game of the ones that are going to come out, I think, in terms of high fidelity. It's the benefit of being Epic Games. Yeah, exactly, and owning the engine that you're developing on. You can pretty much do anything. And finally, we have a Toxic shop, which has recently gone up, where you can buy not the game or anything related to the game, but you could buy a Blast logo T-shirt or a water bottle.
Yeah, you could buy lots of merch for a game you've never played.
Yeah, it's really interesting business model. I mean, I assume they're doing this to drum up some cash for the game.
Well, yeah, Blue Streak are selling shirts and stuff, so it's worth putting there if anyone wants to. I just think I don't know why anyone's going to buy a Reactor shirt until anyone's played a Reactor game they really like.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Like, and the only time I ever bought any gaming apparel was when it was part of a bundle for a game called Path of Exile, where it'll give you in-game stuff and also a t-shirt and a hoodie. And I like that way of doing it, where like you mix and match between in-game benefits. So maybe if you bought a pro membership and you got a hoodie, if you paid extra for the pro membership, you got a few more like logos and stuff. I like that way of doing it, but for just doing a shop, I mean, there's people out there that will buy anything.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting in here in a Doom shirt, so I'm perfectly happy to buy gaming apparel.
Yeah,
but not until I've played the game. Reflex are doing a well, I don't know if they're still doing it. They in their Kickstarter they had a bunch of hoodies and stuff, which I thought looked really great. But because the Kickstarter failed, I don't know if they're still planning to sell them.
Yeah,
they are.
I assume if they've actually printed them, they'll probably sell them at some point. But
yeah,
this looks like this is an American shop, so they may or may not do international shipping, and if they do, it might be expensive. But if you're interested, we'll put a link in, and you can go get your Toxic hoodie.
Or your flask.
Or flask. You can get a Toxic flask. So I think that pretty much wraps up everything for this week. Is there anything else?
No, I think that's about it. There'll probably be a lot more coming though.
Yeah, there's all the time there's more and more coming out, so we're definitely going to keep you guys informed and updated. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you again very soon.